Hey bro, hey, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, brother. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Brother.
I'm good. Good. What do you say? I'm doing good. It's been a very, let's say, hectic week, the past week. But overall, all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Same hectic week. Work is also getting pretty hectic.
What happened? What
Bro,
happened at work?
what happened? See, it's firstly, the baby is there, right? So a lot of time takes up with
Mm-hmm.
goes with the baby, and she's not a good sleeper. So that's a very, I would say, one of the biggest issues right now, that the baby is not a good sleeper. But apart from that, work itself, we're getting delayed with our launch. So we wanted to launch at the
Mm-hmm.
end of May, but it's July now. And
Yeah.
I would still say we are 10 to 15 days away. And, yesterday we did a testing of our prod, and there were a lot
Okay.
of bugs, a lot of issues that came up on the prod. So, yeah, I felt a little bit of heat and a little bit of, because no one else is to be blamed, right, apart from me. So, yeah, but it's okay. I set in place some certain regulations, some checks and balances to make sure that the production environment stays stable,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of went stern with the employees, the interns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a good thing you went with the production and you found out these issues, right? I mean, issues were going to happen. I think this is your first, let's say, first launch of your own product. I don't think, like, I would not expect it to be a perfect launch. Like, I'm sure everybody who launched their first thing, not everybody, let's say almost everybody, would have some hiccups, some issues with their launch. It's nothing to be, let's say, I'm not surprised, and also, let's say, you don't need to be worried or something. I think it is something that's common.
Yep. Yep. And we're close now to our launch. So I think the next few days will. So it's good to keep a deadline, right? So that you
Yeah.
get that pressure of completing it before time. So what we did is made a commitment to a few partners. By partners, I mean, we have found a few people who are ready to sell our product for a cut, right? Those people who implement QuickBooks or Zoho Books for a company or for an accounting company, their consulting services. They also try to cross sell, upsell software.
Yeah.
So we told them, we met a couple of them, and we told them, okay, in 15 days we'll demo it to you. So that way we have some deadline to uh, adhere to.
Having a deadline is also good for sure. Like, else, like, if you don't have a deadline, it's just okay, whenever it's ready, you
It's
do
ready.
it.
We're
And
just cruising.
yeah, if you have some let's say accountability, it'll force you to get things done. Good. Yeah, even my week was, let's say, in terms of work, a lot of things. So I had taken 2 days off for my daughter's birthday. So what ends up happening in my position right now is all the work from the 2 days gets pushed to the other days. So it gets a bit hectic on those days, especially the day I come back to work. This Monday I came back to work, it got very hectic. Like, a lot of things piled up. Like, my whole calendar was booked, just calls. I couldn't do my work, and there were some reports that I had to do that was supposed to go out on Monday itself, and I didn't get time to work on those. So very hectic. And even the Wednesday before, like, the work from next 2 days, they pile up to Wednesday. So my last week was completely booked with calls, and even yesterday and day before were like booked with calls. Today, fortunately, I got a breather and it was not very hectic. Yeah, that's what happened actually. I mean, it works. A lot of things are happening right now, so many things pulling me in different directions. There are new people whom we have onboarded, and so taking them, training them, and following up with them. So setting separate calls, and all of these things just take up mental capacity.
Yeah, I know. I think in your position, it doesn't get pushed. The work, I understand that. It's, if you're a normal employee and not a person in a leadership position, it's like, okay, you're off for 2 days, fine, like you'll come back and continue the work on that day. But for you, the deadlines are more not a weekly deadline, right? You have like, okay, by the end of this month you need to do it, regardless of how many leaves you take.
Yeah. Once you get to like a management position and when you have on take more responsibility, I mean, taking time off or like whatever, like even if you work from home or you take, all those actually don't matter. What matters is what results do you have at the end of the day, is the work done or not. So that's what it is. Like when you're at a lower level, it's much, let's say, like you take off, you don't have any uh, targets or something, it's just work. I think for you, you will have, of course, nobody, what say, to report to right now. I mean, you say when you have your customers, of course, those are the ones you want to keep happy, let's say. Right now
Yeah,
it's your marketers.
we as co-founders hold each other accountable. That is something. If you're a solo founder, it's, you're nobody to but if you're a co-founder, you can always keep each other on toes.
Yeah. How's it going with your co-founder? How's the relationship right now?
It's pretty good. He, being a salesperson, naturally has that, you know drive to get things done quickly and things like that. I come from a more technical background, so I am more of analytical thinking. His is more of a go-to-market strategy kind of way. So anything related to the tech, the product, how to implement the UI, things like that, I usually have the upper say. But in terms of go-to-market, he's the one who has more upper say.
Good, good. So you have been working on this product for what, like now 8 months, 8 to 9 months?
Yeah, 8 months. And yeah, we have a good roadmap, I would say. But like the base portal, we have built a lot of features. They're kind of breaking. They broke like in the last few days, which really set me back. I'm like, okay, we spent 8 months on it, 6 months, 7 months on it, and this is what we have to show for. So that was the reason I didn't come on call yesterday.
No, it's not a big deal. It happens. Yeah, all have difficult days, have something come up, and especially having young daughters or young children can be another thing on top of all of these things. So talking about young, is how's the baby doing? You mentioned she
Oh, the
has sleep
baby.
issues.
Yeah, she's had sleep issues since birth. Actually, it's not something new. She doesn't do long stretches. She
Okay,
wakes up like at least 3-4 times a night, and she needs some soothing, and she needs especially her mom.
for sure.
So Alia is not sorry. The mom is not refreshed in the morning at all most of the days. So a lot of the duties fall on me, and I'll have to take. So it's not a sleep is one of the most important things
Yes, I
in
agree.
life. So I don't want to give you example. I just want to say there's some disturbances in the sleep.
I mean, I can totally relate. Yeah, it does happen. Fortunately, like is Alia working right now, or she's joined
She
back
just
to the?
started a week ago.
Oh, okay, that can add to the
Yep,
things.
yep.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
but she's at Cisco, which is very lenient towards women who come back to work after this thing. And generally in the pregnancy, the Cisco is very supportive.
That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, like I'm also a person like without proper sleep, I don't function properly. Like I'll be sipping down coffees and other stuff to keep me going, but without proper sleep, I'll be like a mini zombie, let's say.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when you spend your whole day, doing all these things, work, this, that, meetings, and all that, one good thing is you always, the moment you go to bed, you sleep.
Yeah, true. I
Yeah, I no
think
longer do the nighttime scrolling. I'm like, I just want to go to sleep.
I think you found it to be very precious, that you want to cherish each minute of it and you don't want to
Yeah.
scroll. Yeah, I agree on that. This has happened like earlier. I remember like I used to have trouble going to sleep. I think it's because I was not mentally engaged throughout the day or whatever it could be. But the past few years, like going to sleep has not been a trouble. Like rarely do I, just lay in the bed and not get sleep. It's takes hardly 5 minutes or even 10 minutes maximum. Just go down and I'm asleep. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad for that.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people have this trouble, yeah, like they don't get sleep. Some people need, I don't know, they need pills and other stuff to get them to sleep. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Talking, how's like, I mean, I get it. Yes, she doesn't sleep, but in general, how is she doing? Other than that,
She's doing pretty well. We're doing baby-led weaning. You know what that is?
I have no idea. What is that?
So I'm sure you also know. It's like you don't feed the baby; you just put food in front of the baby,
Okay.
and
And
and encourage them to eat it. So that's how we introduce the food to her.
so she
uh,
grabs onto it and takes it herself.
yeah, she takes it. She looks at it, feels it, and she eats like 0 to 5% of it. Rest of it is just texture, holding it, and putting it in her mouth. Actually, some food she really likes, some food she doesn't like at all. Like she likes
Mhm.
potato based, starchy based food,
Yeah.
and cauliflower, but she's not a big fan
Cauliflower,
of.
you're grinding it and giving it to her, right?
No, we just steam the
So it
florets.
becomes okay. It becomes very soft for her to chew because she doesn't have teeth yet. So she just uses her gums to
Yeah, she
squish
just
it.
eats it. Yeah, that choking hazard is
Yeah.
there even with steamed food, but you have to be careful.
That's good. That's good. So I think like Fatima decided not to feed Huda for like until she's 2. So she kept it up until 1 month back. So she decided on it like she'll not wean off, but now she decided to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and another
Okay.
thing is like Huda has her allergies to milk and other stuff, so it's better
Yeah.
to give the mother's milk until until she's old enough to have like proper big meals. Let's say right now she's having like she can eat most of the food that we eat, not most, all everything, whatever she's not allergic to, we don't give it to her.
So how do you divide the parental duties? I know nothing can replace the mother. We are just here to support, but how do you divide it? Like, what works for you?
I think initially we had more duties. Like she required us more. Like Iman is what 6 months now, right? So at that
Yes.
point, she needs like they need much more attention. They need much more things to take care of them. Like there are many more things. But now Huda doesn't need that many things. So my main responsibility is to put her down to bed at night. So it has been for the past, I mean, I would say more than 1 year now. So that's my main responsibility with her. But we don't have strict, let's say, responsibility division. So, like, we have a nanny full time at home. So she bathes her, changes her diaper. So sometimes if Fatima is not up to it, I might change. And if I'm not up to it, Fatima might change. It depends on the situation. And of course Huda wants to, like, she has a clear preference. Yeah, she wants to be with her mom more, so she'll ask for her more. Yeah, she'll literally, like, she's learned, I think we spoke this 2 weeks back, where she locked herself. Yeah, so she can open doors and other things right now. So this has become a morning routine now, where so she went to bed around 1 hour back. Yeah, around 1 hour back, let's say it's 8:30 here. So and she wakes up around 6:30. So she gets out of her bed, she opens her door, and then she comes. So we keep our room unlocked at night. She opens our door and she comes and calls her mom, like, mama, mama. And at that point, Fatima has to pick her up and put her in the bed. So in the morning around 1 hour, she sleeps with her mom. And then they wake up slowly, and then what do you say, Fatima gets ready and all of this thing. So most of the responsibility is with Fatima. We don't have a clear separation. My biggest responsibility is putting her to bed at night. So yeah, and it helps we have a full-time nanny. So she will, let's say, if we are both not up to it, she might, like, for example, drop her to her play school. She might take her out to play. So we have a play area here. It has changed a lot over the years. So I'm sure, like, Iman, you cannot take her to, like, she sleeps with you. Yeah, Huda sleeps in her own room. So there are many different things. But changing nappy and putting her to sleep, morning routines, all with Fatima. Yeah. What about you guys? You have something strict or?
No, we are trying to find a. There's nothing strict per se, but as you said, most of the responsibility is taken up by Alia. But we're trying to, find some kind of thing where
Hmm.
we have a good enough chunk of time to both get sleep and work. So in the mornings when she wakes up, Alia feeds her, and then I usually take care of her until her first nap. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's including feeding her, one feeding her breakfast, giving her something to play with, some food, and then
Mm-hmm.
taking her for a walk, those kind of things. So like a good
Okay.
3-4 hours. Yeah, and then we also have a full-time nanny, so a lot of time.
So,
But putting her to sleep and things like that is still taken up by Alia.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think what has happened with Huda is like now she's grown up, so she knows it's me or her mom or something. So when her mom tries to put her to sleep, she doesn't go to sleep that easily. When I do it, she goes easily. It has become a routine kind of thing for her, and she falls asleep easier with me. It's just become a thing. So we didn't like plan for it or anything. It's just a thing. But yeah, most of the things are taken care by Fatima and the nanny. Yeah. So having
Oh,
a full
he
time.
just turned 2. How was the birthday?
Oh yes. So she turned 2, let's say last week, but unfortunately they were sick. Yeah, both the mom and daughter were sick last week, and we couldn't celebrate on her birthday. So I had
Oh,
taken off for her birthday too, so that we can celebrate. Even Fatima had taken off, but we couldn't celebrate on her day. So what we did is during the weekend we went to, there's a theme park. I don't know if it's a theme park, but it's something. It's called Sea World. It's literally the next building. Like we crossed the road. It's that. Yeah. And it was nice. So we were there the whole day. We called up our parents. So both mom and dad were there, and myself, Fatima, and Huda. So Sea World is, it's all fishes and yeah, it's mainly fishes, and let's say some fishes, something like flamingos and other stuff. But it's a nice place. So this was the second time we went there. So last time we went there, Huda was 1.5 years old, and I'm sure she doesn't remember going there. So she was very excited, and even mom and dad loved it. Like they loved everything. So that's how we celebrated. And
what
the good
about
thing is,
Shakib Shame?
no, they didn't join us. So it was just mom and dad. So we got like tickets, which actually you can go to 2 theme parks over here. So you get like a very reduced price for 2 theme parks. So on Sunday we went to Ferrari World. It's another theme park, but that, most of the rides, Huda cannot,
Doesn't, yeah.
she cannot sit on it. So I went to most of the rides, and it was nice. It's a very old theme park. I didn't know it's like around more than a decade old. Yeah, it's a massive, like it looks, if you look from the like if you open Google Maps and search for Ferrari World, you can see the whole thing. And it's like, so there was a ride which I liked the most. So there is like, it's very scary, it's very fast. It's called Flying Aces. So that was the highlight for me for that day. So that was not for Huda's celebration, but since we had the ticket, so we went. Huda had some minor rides, let's say, and some cake cutting and other stuff. So we had at home. So yeah, in her play school yesterday, so we got it for her, and her play school didn't allow it. So they're like, chocolate cake is not allowed. Other parents have issues with feeding sugar and other stuff. So what they allow is a fruit cake, and it's like a literal fruit cake. Yeah, so you basically have a watermelon, like little watermelon, not processed in any way with bread or other stuff, and then you have fruits on top, like let's say blueberry or strawberry and other stuff. So she had 2 cakes for her birthday. It's nice. So she's 2 now, mashallah. She's
Mashallah.
grown up. And how was Iman's 6 month? She's half year old, is that the thing?
Nah, we just did some photo. That's it. Just took some
Mhm.
photos of her and nothing special. Maybe we'll do
So,
something on the first year, but not a lot of people in Bangalore to invite or do something.
yeah, good. Yeah, bro.
So what
Another
else?
another thing I want to talk about is so 10 days back, let's say, our half the year was done. Yeah. So I had like a planning session for myself. I've been talking about this, yeah, setting goals and personal goals, let's say. Personal includes all the things that you want to do in life. Yeah, there's career, there's relationships, fitness, spirituality. Half year was done, so I had like a reflection about what I planned for and how it's going and what I want to do uh, in the next quarter, in the next 3 months or next 90 days. And I have set few quarterly goals for myself. So what do you feel about all those things, Suhaib, like planning and setting goals? And what do you feel in general? Do you have you like written down something for yourself? Something very vague.
No, I could say it's all in my head. You know,
Hmm.
some few goals that I have are all in my head, but I think it's important to write it down and reflect upon it every few quarters. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think then you'll know, right? What have you done over the past six
Yeah.
past duration, right? 1 month or 6 months. So, and it'll help you better set your expectations for the next 6 months.
True. Yeah. So I've discussed this with you many times. Yeah. One of the things that has helped me the most this year is just setting out what I want to do in this year, and then trying to, let's say, do a weekly or a monthly, quarterly reflection on those things. So yeah, so this was the quarterly reflection and also quarterly quest. So what do I mean by quest is like what do I want to do? I have three things in my mind. I hope you don't mind me sharing it with you.
No, why? Why would I mind?
Okay. So the first thing was, let's say, fitness related. So in the beginning of this year, it was very vague. Yeah, my goal was to, let's say, be more fit, and I just put goals like, okay, I want to deadlift more, I want to have a better body, I want to reduce weight. I mean, reduce weight is very straightforward. That's not the complicated one. So my goal was to reach 75 kilo by the end of this year. So I started at around 87. So that actually, I achieved in 6 months. So I was surprised. I thought it'll take me the whole year. I gave myself a very long timeline, and it has happened. So now I had to, realign the goal. So I don't want to reduce a lot, then I'll start looking very weak. So my goal now is to kind of maintain this weight, 70 to 75, let's say, and to reduce body fat. uh, so in March I started measuring my body fat as well. I mean, it's not an accurate measurement, but it's something. So I started around, uh, let's say, around 32% body fat. Healthy body fat percent is at 22. Yeah, I think 22, 21 is like healthy body fat. Depends on person to person. Let's just go with that number. And right now, I have reduced it down to 26%, 26 point something. And this quarter, I'm like, okay, let me try reaching 24. So that's my main, one of my quests. So I have set 3 quests to reduce my body fat percentage to 24, whatever the scale says. So that's the one I'm using. I'm not using advanced measuring.
Relatively, you can still,
Yeah.
relative comparison.
Yeah. So why I set it?
Yeah, congrats on the goal. Yeah, I think it's inspiring. Yeah. But I think even I will start doing something similar. Reduce it to.
I can share a video with you where, so this is all inspired by, remember this YouTuber Ali Abdul. So he has all these things. So it's there. I think last week we discussed this productivity lab that I joined. So all of this is part of this. And so that's one goal. And I feel I might not achieve it because it looks, after a certain point, it becomes more and more difficult to lose that fat and to maintain muscle. So right now it's getting more difficult. So I'm checking the past, let's say from 31 to 27 was very quick. 32 to 27 was like, it happened very fast. And then 27 to, let's say 28 to 26, it took much longer time, around the same time or even more time than that. I think this 2% points, it's going to take even more time. But I've set this goal. Let's see how it goes. So that's one of my quarterly quests. So I'll not go into too much detail. I feel like I might bore you. So the second one, let me think about it. The second one is related to career. So basically, I want to earn my first dollar online. So it has not happened yet. So to earn it somehow, and my main metric right now is to produce YouTube videos and then get leads from there. Let's see how that goes. So it's a very simple one. That's the next one. And the last one is let's say related to relationships. So what I want to do is, so I'm using this software called Dex. Yeah, it's not a software, it's a SaaS, let's say. So which helps you, it's a ERM for personal relationships. Yeah, something like that. Not yeah, not
CRM.
ERM, CRM. Yeah. I don't know how it's called Dex. It's getdex.com. So you can like add people, and then you want to be like, okay, I want to contact this person every 2 months, or I want to reach out to this person every 6 months, or whatever. You can put your own timeline, and then it'll just remind you saying, hey, call here, and you can put on notes and other stuff, like basically how you do customer support, not support, relationship management. You do like friends or network relationship management. So I tried it. It's helpful. I don't have to keep every detail about every friend, what they talk about. I can put down some notes when I call them. I put down some notes, and next time I just go through the notes and I'm like, okay, we discussed about this, let me ask about these things. So that's something I'm planning to do, to use this, let's say, CRM properly to maintain relationships, not just family, even friends. Relationship, what? No, what is RRM?
It's RM, relationship manager. That's it.
Yeah, PRM, personal relationship manager. Okay,
Personal
go with,
manager.
yeah. It's nice. Getdex.com. It's paid. The free version, I don't think they have a free version. They have like a trial period.
Tense. Yeah, so much.
But
a lot of productivity tools are there to even help you in your relationships.
yeah, so these are my quarterly quests. I'm sharing with you to hold myself, not myself, hold you, me, what do you call it, to help me, so that you hold me accountable. You and whoever listen to it holds me accountable.
Yeah, few people only listen to it. Even
okay.
they also, even Alia, she sees a few minutes and they were like, okay, you guys talk very slowly. There's nothing happening.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not meant for her, I'm sure, because you guys, it's like there's a lot of let's say man talk. It's that's another thing. So maybe women don't like to listen to it. Same with Fatima. So she might watch a little bit, and then it's okay. It's not meant for them probably. So they know the audience. It's just even if nobody watches, I think it's just for you and I. Yeah. I'm sure
I'll start setting my goals. I think it's a good time. A half-year goal.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Even my yearly goal, I didn't set it in the beginning of the year. I'm here.
You got cut in between.
Yeah. So even my yearly goals, I didn't set it up, in the beginning of the year. I think I'd set it up in like mid of Jan and towards the end of Jan. So it's okay. There's nothing. But it's just nice, let's say, timelines. Yeah. Like, okay, middle of the year, it's like half the year is done, just to reflect on it, like what happened and other stuff. So whatever goals you had in your mind, and how are they going, or do you need to modify them? It's okay. I mean, I've set some goals and I didn't achieve them. Only the fitness one went well. Relationship one is very difficult to measure. I'm glad like we have this pod, so I'm loving this. Yeah, but in general, it's going good. And then the thing that's not going good is my side hustle thing. So I wanted to have some income by the middle of the year, and it's not going according to plan, let's say.
It's very hard to monetize on YouTube as well, right? It takes a lot of views.
Yeah, or you need to be very good, or you need to find some, I don't know. So you need to have like some unique things to offer.
I think you got cut in between. You said you need to be very good.
Yeah, that's about let's say about the planning and the quarterly quests. So we kept changing the topic a little bit. We decided we wanted to discuss swimming every week. So last week, I believe you didn't get the time to go for a swim. Were you able to do it this week?
Yeah, I went once for a swim.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I swam for like 30 minutes. I think did around like half a kilometer. in
That's
that
good.
time
That's good.
span.
Yeah.
Good thing is, I think for me, if there are people in the pool, I'm always anxious that I'll bump into people. So
Hmm.
I don't know why I need a pool which is empty. So this time the pool was empty, so I could swim nicely.
That's good. That's good. Did you manage to get any workouts done, or that didn't happen?
Nah, I think for me right now, I'm not finding the time. So in the
Mhm.
morning, I do an extended walk with Iman.
That's good.
Like I do a walk up like until 1 hour. So she's up for it. She just sits and coos and does things, says things a little bit.
So you take her pram and
Yeah, I take her pram and just go out. And it's a
that's
big society, right? A lot of places
Mhm.
to walk. I also do the morning grocery run, like milk, eggs, bread, vegetables, those kind of things in that walk
That's good
itself.
to have. Good to have.
So that's my only workout where I push up pram throughout the society.
Mhm.
But I want to keep adding the cardio, swimming like that. But I've been doing calorie counting, although not reducing the food. So I'm like hovering around 1800 to 2000 calories every day, so which I want to reduce to 1600.
That's, I mean, just measuring itself just gives you an idea about
Yeah,
what are the small things you can cut, but in the calorie, it makes a big difference.
correct.
Yeah,
That was
that's for
pretty good.
sure.
Healthify me. Me and Alia were doing keto long back, so we did some
Mm.
calorie counting then. But keto, I don't
Mm.
think is sustainable, so we stopped do the calorie counting.
Yeah, I feel like I've since I've started doing calorie counting, my diet has changed a bit. It has not drastically changed. So the major change that I see is basically I avoid these calorie dense foods. That's the biggest change that I've seen. This processed calorie dense sugary food, sugary and savory food, and just
Yeah,
realizing that 1 tablespoon of oil is like equivalent to, I don't know, half an apple or something in calorie. Not half an apple, let's say close by. It's just something I didn't know about. Yeah.
mm.
And like the other day, I think on Monday, so there was a donut in the office, like somebody just got donut and kept it over there for everybody, and I knew like this is going to be a major calorie intake if I just have that donut. So earlier it
Yeah,
would be
it's
that,
like a more
hey,
than a meal, I would say, right?
it's close to a meal. It's two-thirds a meal, so it's around 200 to 250 calories. A meal is, yeah, a meal is around 400 to 450, but it's consumed in a tenth of the time, let's say, and it's easy to, like, you don't have to sit down and have it. You can just, it can be on the side and you just have it, so it's easy to just gulp it down. It's fried batter, right, and sugar in it.
And sugar.
So yeah,
America.
it's a it's a sugar bomb for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, that has helped me. So along with me, so there was a colleague of mine. So there was one donut left. Okay, so we both were like, looking at it, and we both decided not to have it. So even he's on a fitness journey, like working out and trying to build muscle. So he has the other problem, like he's very, let's say, lean. He doesn't have muscle in his body, so he wants to gain weight, but not the bad weight, let's say, not fat but muscle. But even he knew, like, okay, no, donut is a big no. Like you can have maybe a quarter of it, okay,
Yeah.
but be careful. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, a whole
So,
donut.
so for you, the current workout is only swimming.
No, like I go to the gym as well. Like today, before our call, I did my leg day today. That's something else I wanted to bring up. So this last week, like work was, let's say, tiring, and like Huda and Fatima were sick, and then Huda's birthday, we went out. So my workouts were almost zero last week. Yeah. So this is something like I reflected on, like, okay, like my workout. So every Sunday, as I mentioned, I reflect on the week. So I didn't work out. I mean, it's fine because on the days we went to the theme parks, we walked a lot. So that's kind of a mini workout. But still, like, proper strength training didn't happen for a week now. So trying to pick that up. And even swimming,
Yeah.
like I didn't go for a swim. I think the last swim I had was when we last spoke.
So usually you
Last Tuesday.
swim like a few times a week. How many times?
2 to 3 times a week.
Hmm.
2 to 3 times, and around 3 times workout as well. I don't fix myself to these many times or something, because having like work and then my side thing and then family, sometimes I cannot plan for it. I have a vague idea in my mind, like I'll put things in the calendar and then I move it around. That's what happens. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Recommendations or something
yeah,
else?
I had something else to talk about. So
Oh, okay.
the other day, let's say one of my colleagues was asking about the watch, the Apple Watch, like she was deciding to get one or not, like what are the perks, etc. I mean, when you get it, it's very shiny new object. Yeah, there's like, oh, heart rate monitor, there's blood oxygen monitor, there's XYZ different things. Yeah, after a few, let's say after a month, you go to the core thing. So for me, the Apple Watch has been, let's say, instrumental in just tracking my workouts and pushing me to work out. So when you track, okay, how many days are you working out, it just pushes you, like, oh, today I'm not closing all my rings, so things like that. And so she asked, like, oh, okay, I mean, that feels, it doesn't, it's not a big selling point. Yeah, like when you say, oh, it measures, what do you call that, like it measures the heart pulse and other stuff. So that's like a cool marketing thing for people to buy.
Yeah.
And then once you buy it, you're like, okay, it's like just pushing me to work out is like a big thing. Like it also, like, there are other perks, like, can answer calls and other stuff. And then she was pushing for more, like, oh, what else can it do, what else can it do? So one thing that came to my mind was, I don't know if you know about this, like resting heart rate, increasing, decreasing. Do you know anything about this?
No, I know what resting heart rate is, but that's just about it.
So resting heart rate, like, just to maybe let's define what it is. It's basically like when you're not exerting yourself and you're like chilling, sitting down, what's your heart rate? Yeah. And it doesn't mean if you have a high heart rate it's a bad thing, or if you have a very low heart rate it's a bad thing. It's just if it increases, that's a bad thing. Like if it in like week to week, let's say. So I remember like one of the weeks when at work there was like a lot of pressure. Yeah, there is, like there's a, so for 3 weeks work was very hectic. It was not standard work, it was very unenjoyable work and a lot of pressure. Yeah, that's when it's not, and it's over a long period, like 3 weeks is a long period. So that's when my let's say my phone beeped and it says, for the past 8 days your resting heart rate has been higher by 8 points or 8 percentage, I don't remember. So it was higher. And this is basically like an indication of stress. When you have stress, you have a higher increase in resting heart rate. So one of my friends who got married in Feb, I was talking to him last week, and Indian weddings can get very big and they can get very stressful. So he had a long wedding. Yeah, so he went to the girl's city and they had functions over there, and then their relatives, and then he went to his city and then they had functions. So they're like in different states. Yeah. And then they had functions, so it went on for like 2 weeks. And then after it was done, he just started fainting every other time, like if he exerts himself. So what had happened was, he had a lot of stress piled up, and just because of the wedding occasion it just didn't come out. And then when the events were done, it all came rushing to him, the stress and the lack of sleep or whatever it was. And he started fainting. And then of course he went to the doctor and everything, and he started measuring his resting heart rate, and it was 110 consistently, 110, and that's very high. This, what do you say, just shocked me. Like this can happen. Yeah, like you can get stressed so much that your heart rate is at 110 consistently. Have you ever had this kind of a thing, or like heard of any of your friends or family?
No, I have not heard about any, to be honest, having a
Mhm.
resting heart rate as high, but maybe it's something that people don't even measure, right? So they don't even know that
Yeah,
they had something like this.
that's true.
So,
So that's what I suggested my colleague. So this was one of the perks. So if you're under stress. I mean, it's a long term. You need to keep wearing the watch and other stuff. But
does
I
it
mean,
come
I
in
didn't
all the
know.
watches or only the new Pro models one?
I don't know. So if you go, does your watch measure your heart rate?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can go to your health app, and you
Ah,
can go to heart, I guess, and check your resting heart rate. And it'll just show you in the past. I mean, you can set the timeline, but past month, has it gone up, down? So you'll know if you're saying your past few days have been difficult. But the thing is, daily measurement is a bit tricky because there's a lot of noise involved. So a weekly or a monthly measurement is generally better. So you'll just know if it went up from week to week. So I can see, as I mentioned, the few weeks which I had stress, it had gone up. And surprisingly, last week my resting heart rate was low. I guess I was
Family
not so
time.
stressed. Yeah, I think I took 2 days off and I was like chilling. Maybe that just got it down. Whatever. There might be some noise involved, but it's a good thing to have to check if you're overworked, overstressed, or something. I don't know if that was a big selling point for my colleague, but something she can think about. Yeah, because actually, why I told her this is because she's actually quitting the work because of stress and other things. So that was the way I tried to sell it to her.
I'm
Yeah.
saying throughout the day, what causes stress to me?
Throughout the day there's a lot of noise. So you just, if you walk, your heart rate will increase. So all of those things. I mean, there'll be a lot of noise involved. So daily measurement, I might ignore or avoid doing. Yeah.
Intense.
Resting heart rate, something to there are other things people measure, but I don't know. There is heart rate variability and other stuff. I don't know what those things mean. A higher heart rate variability is better for you.
I'm saying I just use mine for measuring, looking at the time and calling and picking up notification. Looking at.
Okay. So you don't do the rings and other stuff.
Nah, I have not. This watch has not been that useful to me, to be honest. But it's good. It's good. I like having a watch on my arm.
That's good. It's measuring something, so you can track it. Yeah. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention, but yes. So I was listening to, I don't know, I was watching some video this week. I don't know how true this is, yeah, but he's a famous personality, so I'm going to take his word for it. So he was ranking what muscle group or what organ indicates a healthier life or a longer life. Yeah, if this muscle or this heart group is healthy, then you have a higher likelihood of living longer and having a healthier life. So the number one is very simple, like it's very straightforward. It's your heart. So if your heart is healthy, generally you have a longer life. So can you guess number two?
Gut.
No, number two is actually lungs. So if you have better lungs, so you have a longer life. The number three is what surprised me. Can you guess what is number three?
Maybe, I don't know. I was looking at gut only. The food you eat, right?
Yeah, kind of, but it's not an organ per se. Yeah, it's a muscle group. So it's your thigh muscles. Yeah, it's very surprising. So having, let's say, better built thigh muscles correlates with better health and better longevity. Not fat in your thighs, of course. It's your thigh muscles itself. I mean, it's your biggest muscle group. Yeah, so I mean, it could just generally mean you work out more. That's pretty straightforward. You walk
or you have
more.
the Mulur genes.
I don't know if Mulu genes comes with muscle or it comes with more fat storage over there. I believe it's the latter.
Even Iman has a very big high muscle area.
That's good. Good. Have the stronger genes to spread them. Yeah. So this was like a surprising thing that I listened to this week. Like thigh muscles. Yeah. I mean, it's the biggest muscle group. Yeah. If you do leg day, your thighs, your quads basically hurt the most the next day. But thigh muscles means your quads and your glutes, like behind your leg. Those muscles as well. Yeah. And I wanted to start a new mini segment, let's say, where we recommend each other or whoever is listening some new things that we, either books or TV shows or movies or whatever it is, like a new product that you found out about. So I already recommended you one thing. It's the GetX PRM, Personal Relationship Manager. The other one is I watched, I think we discussed this. No, we didn't discuss this. So this is a new channel that I found where it's very well put out videos. I think I forgot the name of the channel. It's a person's name, Matt Parker. I don't know. But the video that I saw it's called Animation versus Physics. So it's a stick figure and there's like physics things going on. It's very engaging and it's very well put out. It has a nice story to it and physics involved. There's a lot of things like this. There is animation versus maths, animation versus I forgot the other ones.
So does he explain the concepts using an animation?
Yeah, there is no
Stick figure.
voiceover. Yeah, there is no voiceover. Nobody's talking. It's just music and sound effects, and there's a stick figure doing things. So highly recommend just watching it. It's not very long videos. I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes videos. So it's a nice watch. Very engaging.
Cool. These are, I think I have a list where I keep things to add to my mealtime video list.
You could add this for sure.
Yeah, I can add this.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's very, let's say, I mean, it's not suitable for mealtime because mealtime videos, generally you can take your eyes off the screen and then, you can eat. But this, you need to watch it continuously like that. So it's engaging that way as well. So it's better because it doesn't have any voice in it. It's just sound effects. So it doesn't make sense that you don't watch it. Mealtime videos have like some voiceover which you can just follow.
So recommendations from me.
You have
recently. Yeah, I think I was thinking about it. So recently I've been started using this AI note taker for meetings. Have you used it?
I mean, there are many out there. I don't know. So tell me about yours.
So they have been there for a long time, but recently with ChatGPT and generative AI, the capabilities have exponentially improved. So a lot of these meetings, I can't attend. I just send my note taker, and it just, if I'm not able to attend the meeting, it just summarizes everything, says who told what are the next steps discussed, what are the different topics discussed, and gives a very good summary. Similarly, if you have a meeting with your team and what are the next step, things like that, you can just add a AI note taker to your meeting. It'll brilliantly recognize who told what and summarize it and send it to all of the participants.
So, like an email.
Like an email, or it can directly send to Slack. A lot of integrations are there, so this is pretty good, pretty intense. It's called
TLDV. Too long didn't view. Okay. Didn't view.
TLDV.io, but I think this is the best. There's Fireflies as well, but I think TLDV is pretty good.
I might try it because what happens is, especially at work, like I have calls with my team and then I discuss things and then I forget sometimes what I discussed.
I think this is pretty good. This is really, I think for someone who attends a lot of meetings and misses meetings, or does a lot of meeting related documentation, things like that, this is game changer.
Okay. I'm foreseeing a world. Okay, would it be weird for a world where, like, suppose I go, let's say right now in my meetings, I lead the meetings. Yeah, like, okay, with my team, with my juniors especially. So I ask them what happened. So can I foresee a world where I don't attend the meetings? I just send my AI. They talk to the AI saying, okay, today we did this, etc.
Yeah, then definitely. You can even do this. Like I have a stand-up bot. Like not me, my manager at Adobe had it, where every day in the morning I receive an automated message from the stand-up bot on Slack saying, "Oh, what did you do today? What are you gonna do? What did you do yesterday? What did you do today? And what are any challenges faced?" So everybody enters those, and it gives him a compiled list of all the things that's done. So
okay, stand-up bot for Slack.
So it's funny, like we had I had added this for one of my meetings. So all the interns were like, wow, this is so cool, So it's like 5 people have joined, 5 people's note takers have joined.
Yes. I see this very common. It's become very common now. I think Zoom has its own plugins for AI assistants, and it shows like if we have like a huge call with hundreds of people, there'll be like 100 people, and then there's like 20 bots who have joined. It separates the real people from the bots as well now. Zoom has started doing this. It's become more and more common. And I've been thinking about, doing it. Should I do it? I tried something. Let me see. How expensive is this? Like, what's the pricing?
It's free. You can start with free option. You have to connect it to your Gmail calendar, Gmail account. It will join
Hmm.
automatically. You can select, okay, which all calls you should join, which all calls you should not join, who to send the report to. Should you send the report to in a Slack or email? Should you send the report to all the participants?
Hmm. Okay. Let me
Try it once,
put it.
see how it summarizes one of your, not daily calls, I would say. Don't use it for daily calls. It's not that useful. But maybe it can, it just sends every day. But
Yeah.
some calls which happen.
Hmm. Yeah. I can think of its use cases, especially for my. So I have like a planning call on Mondays. So I think for that it'll be useful. Let me see. Generally, we note down the things on the call itself. So let me see. I'll figure out.
So I nowadays I've specifically, clearly started saying things on call so that,
Yeah.
you know, repeating things so that the note taker recognizes it.
Yeah. I've seen this happen very common now, that at the end of the call, there's a summary and people say, like, okay, what are our key takeaways and what are the key action points for whom? So it's very clear for the bot to, okay, to pick it up and just adds it to the summary. So it's become a common thing now. I do it by habit now. I don't know. It's because everybody else does it. I'm like, okay, it's a nice thing to do. Just in the end of the call, just mention, what are the key things we discussed and what are the action points going forward. Yeah, for sure. Even on this platform, yeah, we are using Riverside. It does a summary. It does like chaptering on its own. So I use that as well, like for uploads.
Oh,
So
nice, nice.
it has become, how do I say it? AI is kind of seeping into our everyday life now. In many things. Right now, it's this. I think in the future, it'll be in many more places.
Nope.
Yeah, for sure. And Apple is also, pushing AI into its devices. So that's going to be
It's not AI,
huge.
it's Apple intelligence.
Oh, I mean, it is AI, right? Technically.
They said AI and it's like AI and then they split it into Apple intelligence. Like, what an Apple thing to do.
Yes,
To
they don't want to use the word AI. In the
Yeah.
previous, I think it was in September, when they have their iPhone launch and other stuff, they didn't mention AI. They used machine learning. So they don't want to associate themselves with the common, let's say, industry lingo. So Apple has its own thing going on, for sure. They have a very strong, let's say, they protect their brand very strongly. So they're very careful
Yeah.
with that.
So it's conduct
Mm.
themselves. It's a
Yeah.
close guarded. You don't know a lot of about what goes on inside. About Microsoft, Amazon, you hear people talking, you know what is happening. But Apple is like a very tightly run
Mm.
ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Apple has its, the culture is very different compared to the rest, for sure. All right, bro. That's, sounds like a,
Yeah, that's a wrap.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining. See
Yeah.
you then.